Hey again, everybody. Got on down here. Call me Dime. I decided to go ahead and finish this up since the game really is pretty short regarding what we have left to show. Now, if you input the code we got at the end last time, up X, down B, left Y, the logo changes. And if we go back into the story mode, you'll notice that Super Sailor Moon has replaced Sailor Moon. And I'm not going to do another whole run of this. I'm just going to show the true final boss and the ending, as well as some of the abilities we missed last time. Now, if you go into versus mode, Super Sailor Moon will be in the top center panel, so you can switch between her and regular Sailor Moon, and the final space will be occupied by the final character. So we're just going to go ahead and go straight to her. Through the magic of save states. And lo and behold, it is indeed Sailor Saturn. Of course, the title card with the box art was a complete spoiler for that. And she has a semi-unique stage. She shares it with Super Sailor Moon when you play her in story mode. The same cathedral where the Holy Grail was formed. Now, you do not want to go very offensively against Saturn. She has one of the most annoying attacks in the game. And if she uses it on you and you don't have a staff to counteract it, you're hosed for a good while. We'll likely see it in action. I'll try and stay on the defensive. I'll also try to show Super Moon's offensive attack too. Let's see if I get a staff before this Demon Egg hatches. Yep. Okay, so just hit her with a Rainbow Moon Heartache, and it'll just take out a big 4x4 square right there. Now the Rainbow Moon Heart attack, which regular Sailor Moon uses, just as a 3x3. I'm not gonna show that. It's just redundant. So she'll probably get her chance to attack, and I'm kind of hoping she doesn't, but I want to show it. So I'll try and get a good setup here where I can continue on and give her the time she needs to do what she must. Now, in playing through this again, I did indeed find out that you can get talisman pieces falling from the top after you recover from Neptune's attack. So that answers that question. And I'll also show these. I have save states prepared for them. Jupiter's Sparkling White Pressure randomly electrifies some of your hearts, and they can't be destroyed, they can't be turned over. You just have to wait for it to wear off. So it's kind of like a lesser version of Mercury's that lasts for longer. And there she's got a staff she'll use on us sooner or later. We'll see whether she does before or after the Demon Eggs hatch. Get rid of these this way. Okay, I'm already up to 2 talismans here. So I'm gonna take a shot here and see if I can't take out those demons for her. Oh, yep. I also got rid of her staff, so we just have to wait. So I'm intentionally helping her out just so she can hurt me. I don't know what to think about this music. It sounds appropriate for a cathedral setting, but not quite for a final boss setting. It's rather relaxing, though. Come on, Hotaru, attack me, attack me! Let's see what your ability does. Okay, she lost her Demon Egg and lost her Talisman. There we go. So she rips out her Silence Glaive and puts 3 Demon Eggs on your board. And of course they all appear in the worst spot where they can all get the sword if they have, if I gave them the chance to do so. Unfortunately, we had that crossbow, and we win. Now this unlocks the true ending of the game, as well as the staff credits. As well as this little congratulations screen if you beat the game with anyone after at least using the code to unlock Super Sailor Moon. Yeah, I thought unlocking the characters was permanent playing through story mode. Turns out it's not. You have to input one or the other code every time you turn on the game. But if you put in the code for playing a Saturn, it'll also unlock the code for playing a Super Moon at the same time, so you have to put in one. And that little sprite-based group shot is based on the S opening. I don't know why they didn't put Saturn in there. That little character gallery as we go through the credits. Yeah, I mentioned the other Super NES Sailor Moon games in the other video. I didn't talk about a few others that I've played. The Genesis also has a beat 'em up. It's based on the first series, and frankly, it is a lot better than the ones on Super NES. The Super NES one based on the first series has a huge problem with hit detection, and the one on the R series, it's kind of stale. And also has some of the cheapest enemies I've ever seen in a beat 'em up. Whereas the one on the Genesis actually follows the storyline a bit better. You fight the 5 generals, or 4 generals, not 5. And the music seems to have died, so it just repeats. As well as Queen Metalia at the end. And it implements a little fighting game mechanic. Each of the Senshi in that one beat 'em up have a little special move they can do if you input the right button combo. So frankly, I just found that one a lot more fun and a lot more balanced. And each character has their own individual ending, but only Moon can fight the true final boss. So you have to play as her to do that. I may do a few runs of that or not. I haven't seen any other LPs of it on YouTube. I have seen them for the Super NES beat 'em ups. And there are also a couple of arcade games. One is another beat 'em up that goes through the first series, and it's probably the best of the bunch, actually. Just in terms of graphical abilities, and it's been a while since I played it, but you can unleash different special attacks based on how many crystals you get. The problem is there weren't a whole lot of crystals you could collect throughout the game. In one version, you lost them all when you continued. Another version, you kept them when you continued. And the other arcade game I found was a quiz game. So you just go through an overworld map and fight enemies by answering quiz questions. And the only way I could ever get through that was with save states. I never had absolutely any idea what to do otherwise. Very beautiful graphic-wise, fun to watch, and each of the Senshi would give you different abilities and help you out in different ways, except for who you were playing as, of course. So we have the end screen, and go into the screen that tells you how to unlock Saturn as a playable character. So that is right Y, left A, down X, and this message just repeats endlessly, so we're going to reset again. And go back and put that in at the title screen, so right Y, left A, down X. Right Y, left A, down X. Okay, it did not want to do that, so let's try it again. Let the whole thing come up. I'm not going to skip any this time. Okay, so right Y, left A, down X. Okay, that unlocked it. That changed the Kurukkurin text to the dark purple. And so if you go into versus mode, you'll get to see the full roster and select anyone you want. And since I don't have a second player, I can't do much. If I go into these other save states, we'll get to see the abilities that we missed. Jupiter's, as I said, randomly electrifies several different hearts, so she can't do anything with those. And it'll wear off after about a minute. So like I said, it covers less area but lasts longer than Mercury's. I don't think those can be destroyed at all. You have to wait for them to wear off. I'll go ahead and let that happen, just to see how long it takes. And we saw Minako's in action in Venus's, even though it didn't actually affect us. What it does is it targets all your special items and gets rid of them. So staves, brooches, gems, and I think even talismans. I didn't see it happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. And it also likely does the same for crossbows. Okay, so that's worn off. Let's go to our 5th state and see Tuxedo Commons. Now his is worthless if you're a human playing against a computer. All he does is just block that little region there for about a minute. So I'll wait for him to come back. And I found out in a third playthrough, just to see what happened, is Super Sailor Moon, once you have her unlocked, she becomes the new final boss. I don't know if you fight her before or after Saturn, because I was playing as Saturn when I did that. And since this is basically the last thing I have to show, so he does a little farewell speech and jumps back down. Since this is the last thing I have to show, I'll go ahead and play out the rest of this round. Win or lose. Oh, and I found out what the password system does. The password system is actually character portraits. So you just have to put in like Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and I think there's a 6th or 7th. I lost count. So the password system is very easy to understand, even if you don't know Japanese. But that only comes into play if you get a game over in story mode and decide not to continue. As for that, there's not much else to say. The easy mode on this game gets rid of the green hearts, making rounds go by very quickly. And hard mode adds orange hearts. And orange hearts do nothing if you combine them with a red gem. So I think we covered all the game mechanics. I was hoping to get some co-op play, well, not co-op, a co-op stream going of this. Well, playing some versus mode with someone, but one, I have absolutely no idea how to get netplay set up on CSNES, and two, there still wasn't much left to show, so it's probably still only going to be about 10 minutes longer than this one's going to end up going to be, depending on how many rounds we played, and if we could get some co-op commentary on there too. So I'm going to try and set that up in the future, and just kind of do a little versus tournament with someone in the future, if they're interested enough to play this game. It's not hard to get into at all. Like I said, the trickiest thing to overcome is the loose controls when bouncing around. And she doesn't have any talismans at all. I'm going to skunk her. Oh, never mind. No skunkage, but I still win. So with that, that is everything that Bishoujo Senshi Sailormoon as Kurukkurin has to offer. I probably should have set this up to do in one part rather than split it in two. I thought it was going to be longer than this, but that's not the case. So thanks for watching. I'll upload this to YouTube so people there can watch it. I noticed that the audio is a bit louder on YouTube. And again, I'm Gunnar, I'm Dine, call me Dine. See you guys back on Lufia 2, maybe tomorrow or the next day. We'll see what happens with that. Take care.